There I'm going to be changing the pressure relief valve on my Triton Martinique shower. This is it here, this is the replacement part. This is a wee rubber cap on the top of it. I don't know if you can focus in. Normally they've got a little ball inside them. You can't really put the ball back in because once the ball's been weakened, it's popped out, it'll just continually pop out. So you're better just to replace it. This part was £10. Okay, that was including postage. So we'll go ahead and change it over. Okay, I've removed the 3 screws that hold the cover on, 2 at the top and 1 at the bottom. Also, can I mention it's it's extremely important to isolate the shower before doing this, or you could have a nasty shock, literally, which could kill you. So isolate the shower before doing this. I'll take this cover off. You can leave this hanging here. I prefer just to pop this wee connector off and get this out the road. Okay, that's that off. You can see the wee connector plug there. And we're going to undo these 2 screws, this one and that one. Okay, the 2 screws are undone, and then we'll just simply pop this out. There is a wee rubber O-ring on this. Actually, you can see it hanging out there. So be sure to take that out. You might need a little something to pop that out. And there'll be an O-ring. Sorry, this is the pressure relief valve at the back here. Okay, so this is what we're changing. There'll be a wee ball inside that's popped out. Okay, so we'll get the O-rings out. And that's the 2 O-rings out. Okay, really we should be replacing one of these O-rings, but we'll make do. Don't worry about getting them mixed up because they're the exact same size. So this is the new valve. The old valve would have had a ball inside here that would pop out, but the new part seems to have this wee rubber cap, and I'm guessing, it's hard to see, but when the pressure increases, this wee cap in the centre will fail. So while putting this on, you don't need to put the O-ring back in. In fact, make sure you don't put the O-ring back on, because this has like an inbuilt O-ring, this little cap here. That's the cap on. To make it easier to go in, I suggest you wet this or use a little bit of soap. And just make sure this one goes in the back and you pop it up nice and flush. Okay, that's it in, and you can see I've popped it up and it is nice and flush with the tank. Now all we need to do is put the O-ring, take this off, take the old valve out, throw that away, keep this, and we're going to push that back on. We're going to push that back on there. Okay, and then we'll put the O-ring back on here, and then we'll push this back in as well. The O-ring's on. Give it a little wet, a little water, sorry, just to lubricate it, and then we'll just push that back inside the tank. Okay, it's a bit fidgety holding the camera. I'll put that down. Okay, that's it back in. When you're pushing this in, be delicate with it, because if you're having to push hard, the O-ring's not in line. So just take your time, give it a wee wiggle and gently push it in, because the last thing you want to do is distort the O-ring or damage it. Okay, it should go, it'll slide in very easily when it's in the proper position, so just take your time. Okay, that's the screws back in, don't over tighten them. The connectors are all on, and we're ready to install the cover. Okay, that's the wee plug back in. As I say, you can leave this on while you're doing this and just tuck it out the way. I prefer to take it off. Make sure your hands are bone dry before you touch any of these electronics, okay, because when you switch it on, you'll just blow the shower completely. Alright, just dry your hands off before reinstalling that. Okay, that's the cover back on. Reasons for the pressure relief valve to fail would be maybe a kink in this, even though it's anti-kink. If maybe your kid's been pulling it hard enough, you might have collapsed the hose inside and caused a build up of pressure in the tank, and that would cause the valve to fail. Or a blockage at the head. As I said earlier, I believe that my partner has maybe switched this too slow, and in between clicks it's built up pressure and caused the valve to fail, because I've checked this and the water's running freely through it. But hopefully that'll be fixed. And that's it, running fine. Okay. There's no water coming out the back. Alright. And this is where you'll see water pouring out. Water release valves failed.